Hello, welcome back to another video, besties. My goal for this video, aside from it kind of being entertaining, is the audio. So if it's not fucking stunning, we're gonna have an issue. The mic is literally here. It's literally here. Like, wait, let me show you with my phone. This is you guys. Like, what? What? Anyways, today's video is kind of interesting. I kind of have been collecting vlog footage for the past 2 weeks, but then watching it back, I was like, nothing is happening. Like, it's just me eating and talking shit. I don't know. It's not that I don't know how to vlog. I think it's just that after going to the cafe and journaling about why I couldn't figure out the vlog situation, I ended up journaling about why the past 2 weeks were kind of poopy. And the journal entry ended up being half decent. So I figured I'd just read it out to accompany the clips because I think we all need to be stimulated by something more than just my voice, I guess. But anyways, the entry kind of reads as follows with a couple ad libs. I'm gonna try to finish this before my camera decides to overheat again, which is very frequent, by the way. Fuji, is your fault. The entry reads as follows. This past week has been kind of poopy, and I think a lot of it has been attributed to the weather being disgusting. Hey Google, play Stand By Me on repeat. As well as me waiting to be put on a project at work, as I really don't succeed when I'm just expected to show up to digital working from home, and by showing up I mean just like being online when there's no real work or structure or anything really to do, and it's just me sitting idle. I think I'm also stressed out a bit by the weekly upload schedule I set for myself because I haven't been as inspired lately to come up with video topics that I find really exciting, and so the production feels more like a chore at times. And it's crazy how a lack of routine could be so tough on you, and because of that lack of routine you end up absorbing so much content in other forms in the meantime that it only further perpetuates the boredom. So you end up vegetating your brain because you'd rather endlessly scroll than embrace the boredom with open arms, and to no one's surprise, this creates no room for your brain and your thoughts to breathe. And not to mention, it has like totally zapped and killed my attention span. I legit have to put the pen down every few sentences to be distracted for a few minutes. You'd be shocked to find out how long this actually took to write. Think of a car you really like, but it only drives a few hundred meters before it turns off for a moment and then starts again. And eventually the car burns out because I guess whatever the equivalent of a human burnout for cars is, I guess the engine dies. And it's because you lose so much energy in the process of fully starting up the engine again and again. And yes, if you're wondering, I did take a few minutes to scroll through Instagram after writing that mediocre analogy. I feel a bit stuck too, because fixing these issues feels exceptionally odd given how life operates and moves at the moment. For example, it's still freaking winter here and the panorama is still running, hopefully its final course. So there's no luxury of going into your workplace because even if you did, you'd be the only one there. There aren't tons of events in the city that have the same fidelity as pre-panorama life, and I feel like friendly interactions aren't the same as they once were. I don't know if that's a consequence of the Panasonic or a side effect of being 25 or a product of being addicted to content, but that being said though, a recurring thought in my head has been the desire to make friends who are also creatives. For example, I was listening to this analog film photography podcast where one of the hosts describes a group of dudes who wear oversized Carhartt pants, extra large shirts, and ride around in the city every weekend taking film photos. And I was like, whoa, where the hell are my creatives at? Like, I want friends to make videos and take photos with. Where are the creatives at? If you're in the city and you want to make something, let's go. Let me know. Also, tell me why I bought the fanciest milk at the store. This is so bougie, it needed a $2 deposit because they want me to send the bottle back. Anyway, the point is, something that's been clear to me since I read Atomic Habits by James Clear is that the degrading human experience of working from home during the coronification plus the winter is probably not a conducive environment to cultivate a healthy social and creative life. Even more so, actually, it enables the things that are quite toxic and the opposite of productive and nice, like endlessly scrolling through social media, not getting enough movement during your day, not allowing yourself to feel present, mixing work and play at home. Garbage. Couple months. Mr. Siegel, can you shut up? I'm not saying that enabling these good habits or experiences isn't possible at this time, or that I won't try to solution this, because as a high-functioning eldest child ENFJ, I will over-intellectualize, rationalize this into oblivion. However, I do find myself returning to something James Clear once said, which is, you do not rise to the level of your goals, fall to the level of your systems. And my camera's about to overheat. Oh my god, why are my AirPods in? Basically, if you haven't read Atomic Habits by James Clear, the quote is basically suggesting that you can't rely on willpower and motivation and things just going right in your favor in order to gain a certain experience or habit that you really want to build. It's actually your system that you design in order to maintain that process and make it easy and frictionless that will really get you to the finish line in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. And I think the support to this is that when life gets tough, if you're relying purely on your grit, you might not make it and it's unsustainable. And I think the parallel or the connection I'm trying to make here is that this whole working from home pandemic 2 years in situation, especially in the winter, is not sexy. If you haven't read the book, I think what the quote is suggesting is that you can't really rely on life going right or your willpower or motivation to get a certain experience or accomplishment or a habit built into your life. It's actually the system that you build to facilitate and enable you getting there that leads you to success. And a system ideally would like reduce friction or make things easy, and so that when times get tough, you're still able to maintain and like push through and keep up that consistency. I think the connection or the parallel I'm trying to make here is that the system is against me right now, and I don't think I'm speaking for myself, I think I'm speaking for everyone. But to carry on with our reading, students, I'm not sure where my thoughts go from here, but I will say this. I think if we take a step back, there's some unmet needs clearly, and those unmet needs look like there's a lack of growth, a lack of discomfort, and a lack of risk taking. And I know that with time, because I'm setting myself up for the things I truly want, they'll eventually arrive, and probably before I even realize it, because I'll have been too busy scrolling. But in the meantime, we kind of just gotta embrace the boredom, embrace the rut, and summer will have arrived before we know it. And now that I think about it, honestly, I think this video is just a really long, dramatic way of saying March and February are the fucking worst months of the year. Objectively. If you're in a creative rut or an emotional rut and you've also struggled with similar poopy feelings, I hope you feel better. And trust me, I get it. Just take it from me, grab a journal, go to your favorite cafe, order yourself something nice, and just journal it out. Do that. You'll feel better, I think. I don't know. This style of video is definitely kind of new for me. I've always wanted to try doing something like this, so I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, and bye, besties. I'm kind of rushing this because my camera's overheating, so bye.